Hi, just wanted to do a progress report to show the progress of the Alphonso Mango plant that I posted a short video earlier a few days ago. Well, I think about a week and a half ago. So I posted videos the same day I take them, right? And basically, it's hard to see it though; it's kind of dark. So the plant has the big red leaves that were growing like hanging down. They got green, as you can see, and they're now standing on their own. They're like, and they're not just dangling down. And I got some new growth on there. It's just really nice, and the new growth's always really red, dark red. Now these leaves will get much bigger and stay red for a while, and then they're going to turn green, and like these ones. It's very big. Like it's for a mango tree, it's it's giant. To give you an example here, this is a Tommy Adkins mango tree. I got it from the department store. It's these mangoes right there. That's a Tommy Adkins, like the ones we buy in the supermarket. Typical. So it took me, I germinated about 18 seeds and only one of them germinated. I guess when they come through the border, they go through light radiation to kill fungus and bugs, so they don't bring them into the country. So it's growing too, but it's very, very, compared to the Alphonso Mango, this plant is 3 times older than this plant. So a lot of it's genetics, right? Let's see if I can put it in the sun here so we can see it better. It's a beautiful plant. I just absolutely love it, right? It's big. It's just huge, right? It's just huge. So I like to grow a lot of things. This is a banana tree. Yeah, it's. I ordered this from Florida because I'm in Canada. So this is a miniature dwarf, what are they called? Cavendish? But it's not just a dwarf Cavendish, because those ones will get 10 feet high. This is a miniature dwarf Cavendish, so it'll only go 2 feet high, and it will grow bananas. And they don't have any seeds like the Cavendish is the bananas we buy in the supermarket. But look at this. It's starting to grow. It's grown two little clones. I've only had this thing for maybe 6 weeks, and see this? I don't know if you can see it there. I got 2 little clones growing, so this thing will eventually produce bananas. They'll probably be pretty small, but it's already fairly high. It's already maybe a foot high. Although this new leaf coming out will go sideways, right? It'll fall over like the other ones here. Beautiful plants. So I was wondering, I'd like to talk about gnats. Like, I've had a lot of problems with gnats. So as you can see, so what I discovered is, in order to fight the gnats, it's an endless battle. When I started researching on the internet what to do with gnats, fungus gnats they call them, I was very discouraged, and all these people here's a couple of little tomato plants, very small. So, and these are my other Alphonso mangoes. So this is the other Alphonso mango tree, and there's another one there. I had 4 seeds altogether when I started. So again, it went from dark red to green. It's not very big, this one. It's not as big as the other one. You know what I mean? I think it's not as tall as that one. Right. This is a little orange tree. Having a lot of problems with gnats, fungus gnats. This is a Alphonso mango tree. It's more like a little bush. It's got 3 little things came out. So I got 3 little trees come out of the same seed. And I plant little garlic in each pot, hoping that it'll help with the bugs. So what I discovered about the fungus gnats is that it's a battle, like it's an endless battle. And so I made this really cheap, it kills them on contact. So what you do is I just put like maybe a tablespoon of oil and a drop of soap in some water. And then to make it even stronger, I chopped up some garlic and some hot peppers, soaked them in water, didn't boil the water or anything, soaked them in water, and then drained the water and put the water into a spray bottle. And along with the soap and the oil and the garlic water. And so when you spray that directly onto these fungus gnats, they die instantly. But the thing is, there's eggs in the ground, so each one of them only lives a week or two, these fungus gnats, and they're very, very small, and they don't bother the top part of the plant, but they go into the ground, the soil, and they lay their eggs, and each one of these little fungus gnats that lives a week or two, their lifespan is very short, but they can lay 100 to 300 eggs in the soil of your plant, and the larvae will eat the roots of your plants, and you don't see anything happening on the top side, but it's all happening underneath, and then your plants get weird because the roots are being eaten alive, right? So the problem is that I'm using these. So the problem with the gnats is that they kill your plants slowly by eating all the roots, and then each one of these comes out after they become adults, and they come back in and lay another 100 to 300 eggs. So next thing you know, you have like 3, 4, 500,000 larvae chewing on your roots. So that's not very good. And I fought the battle. I sprayed them directly. I tried to go like just with that solution of soap, water, and oil. And I always use filtered water. And I tried not to spray the plants because the problem isn't on the plant, it's in the roots. So I would move the dirt around on the top, right? I would just go in here and just go move things around there and then just see if they were moving around. You could see them. They're very, very small. Then I would spray them directly and they would kill them. But they just keep coming back after 3-4 days. You don't have any more. And then they show up again because they're dormant in the soil. So after all my research, and I see all these people ready to throw their plants out because they just can't win the battle. So I was winning the battles, but not the war. And then I came across something that said if you cover the top of the soil with something, because they seek out rotting organic matter. So the fungus gnats, that's why they're called fungus gnats, because they look for organic decomposing matter. And so that basically describes all topsoil. So in order for me to get rid of those things, basically I decided the plants that I had covered, see like this one here, this perlite. So the plants that I had covered with perlite and my succulents, like this aloe vera plant, I put like these little silica chips in there, like it's like just sand, large sand, or crushed quartz basically is because quartz is made out of silica, right? So I'm using, and then I never had any bugs in these. Plus these don't need water, so you water them once a month, and if you feed them more than once a year, they don't like it. So anyway, so what I did is what I'm trying now is I've discovered that once you fight the battle, you spray them directly, the gnats, to kill them. And then I tried to avoid spraying the plants. And what I do is now I covered up, I put a thin layer of perlite, and then I went into the bush, and I found this in the forest. Instead of buying, like on Amazon, they sell, they'll sell you like gravel or lava rocks or whatever for like, $25 for 2 pounds. Well, I dug up 35 pounds of this stuff for free in the forest. And then I took it home and I put it in a container, and then I put it in the oven at 200 degrees for 30 minutes is what's recommended, but I did 280 degrees for an hour to sterilize it because I didn't want to add problems to my plants. So I sterilized it, and then I put a thin layer of perlite like I did here, and then I put a really, really thin layer. You don't want to put too much weight on there because it'll compact the soil. But now when the fungus gnats come, they don't find any decomposing the topsoil, right? The decomposing organic matter, which is topsoil. they don't see it, so they can't get in there to, and they're not that smart. These are pretty simple creatures, so if they don't find open topsoil, they can't lay their eggs. So that's the end of the gnats, right? So I fought the battle. I killed them all off with the spraying directly on the gnats when I could see them, and I kept on it for weeks, and it was very labor intensive and very frustrating because you put all this work in to germinate these plants and get the soil and the pots. It's not that cheap, right? So when I see this, that lava rock on Amazon is like $25 for 2 pounds. 2 pounds is like a tiny little Ziploc, sandwich bag. It's like nothing, right? So it would have cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I went out into the forest in the wild, and I found what I needed. That was only 35 pounds, but I still need some more for this one, and this one. I've done my other plants. I also grow vegetables just for the fun of it on the garden. This is a Brussels sprout plant, and I got my bell pepper plant here, and I got my long beans growing. So, which I made this, and I had a lot of problems with fungus gnats. And then it's another bell pepper plant, and that's another Brussels sprouts plant. So what I did is I did the same thing out here. I put a thin layer of perlite on there, and then I covered them up with that gravel I found, all sterilized before I did it. I had a lot of problems with these bugs, right? So this is a clementine tree, and this is a lemon tree. But lots of problems. I've had problems with growth because it doesn't grow very fast when bugs are eating the roots. So I think that's the thing to do, is to go natural. You can use neem oil. There's so many different solutions like mosquito bits. But I found that just spraying them with soap water and garlic and hot peppers, because it's like pouring lava on them. You see them, they stop moving within a second or two. It kills them instantly. And it's not expensive. You don't have to use, extra virgin olive oil. You don't have to, you don't have to use expensive stuff. It's just a couple drops of soap and some cheap vegetable oil like canola oil or anything that's super cheap, or vegetable oil. It doesn't have to be extra virgin olive oil, you know what I mean? Too expensive. And it does the same thing. It's just the water is the carrier, and the soap basically mixes the oil and the water together. And by adding the garlic and the hot peppers, that's just the extra. You don't really need that, but it turns it into, like, when you're spraying with soap and soap and water, it's like spraying acid on them. But when you when you add the garlic and the hot peppers, it's like pouring lava on them. It's just instantly they die right away. But you have to spray directly on them, and I avoid the plants. It doesn't hurt the plants, except for the young, very young, small plants are more fragile. This is Alphonso Mango. A beautiful, beautiful plant. It's just amazing. I love growing plants. These are my little tomato plants right here. But my prized possessions are the ones that I prize the most is my banana tree. This thing came in a airtight sealed envelope that I ordered from Florida, because I'm in Canada. I'm in Ottawa. So we don't have banana trees here, and it's going to be an indoor plant, obviously. And I used a really huge pot because they like to have a big taproot. And so the Home Depot has these 5-gallon buckets, brand new, for $4.95, free delivery. So it looks kind of tacky, but it does the trick. I mean, fruit trees tend to like deep tap roots, so these 5-gallon buckets are ideal, but they just don't look very aesthetic. They don't look very nice. I'm growing some thyme here. Just started these 3-4 days ago. I found that soaking them in water for 2 days and then throw the water into this little container there, and they just started up. People were saying it takes 2 or 3 weeks just to get them to germinate. That's BS. If you soak them for a couple of days and then pour the water with the seeds into a container, they'll just start growing right away within a few days, not 3 weeks. It's the same with the mangoes. When you look at these YouTube videos that instruct you on how to grow mangoes, they tell you to put it in a plastic bag with some, paper towel and wait 2 or 3 weeks. That doesn't work very well. I find that you have to take them out of the shell and soak the seed for even a day in water. and to get them started, because the seeds are already pre-packed with energy to get them going. You just have to supply water, and you don't need the fertilizer, because it's a beautiful little orange tree. It sure suffered though. It was getting hit really hard with gnats. I just put all this stuff on there yesterday. After going for a week or two, I kept spraying the outside and moving the dirt around, first 2-3 inches, and spraying all that soap water, garlic, and hot peppers. And I could see them dying right away, but the next day there'd be more. And every day there was a little less, but there was, So then now I think I finally won the battle. But to win the war, you have to cover up the top of your soil, because if they don't have access to the moist or decaying organic matter, which basically describes topsoil. Any topsoil is organic matter that's decaying, and the plants get their nutrients from that, right? So I just wanted to say that give you progress on the little Alphonso Mango tree. It's the same one as before, right? The same one as before, and it's just that now the leaves are not hanging and drooping anymore. And the stem's not that big, so stem's not that big, but to see how the leaves are, instead of hanging there and they're not red anymore, they turn green, really dark, shiny green. I didn't spray them with anything except water. Filtered water. I never use chlorinated water because it's not good for plants, right? You don't want to kill the bacteria in the soil. And I often use molasses. Yeah. I use unsulfured molasses, like not the fancy kind, but the cooking, like blackstrap molasses. And the complex sugars feeds all the bacteria in the soil. Now, to get rid of gnats, some people recommend using peroxide, but if you're going to kill all the bacteria and all the fungus in the soil, that doesn't really help the plant much. So that's why I avoided using that. It's an instant solution. Like if you mix peroxide with water and water your plants with that, it'll kill all the fungus and all the larvae and everything. But it'll also kill all the beneficial bacteria. And it'll also, kill the fungus. You need fungus in the soil to help the roots grow properly. That's why ProMix always adds fungus to the soil. It is a special kind of fungus that enables the roots to grow better and to absorb nutrients better. So that's been my battle. I never wanted to throw my plants out like some of these other people on YouTube, but I gotta say, sometimes it was discouraging because you put so much work into all these pots. As you can see, I have a lot of pots I have some on the balcony as well. I'm growing my long beans, Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, and I have a couple. I got a lemon tree out there, and a lemon, and see those 2 lemon, and so yeah, they don't like the direct sunlight though. These long beans and these bell peppers, they just wilt away. So I never knew that. The bell peppers came from I was making a stir fry, and I just threw all the seeds in a little container like this. And the next thing I knew, I had like 50 bell peppers plants, and I just started planting them everywhere. But I, never have enough pots and soil, and this is an apartment, it's not a farm. So, but I'm really going to enjoy these fruit trees. When they grow up a bit bigger, like 2-3 feet high, they make beautiful house plants, and they will eventually, in a couple of years, they will produce. All these fruit trees are self-pollinating, which means they will produce fruit. Just that when you grow them from seed, it can take 2 to 4 years. If you get a cutting from a mature plant, it can grow fruit within a year. So these are really, I really love growing things because it helps me deal with stress, because it's like, being part of, when you take care of something and it responds positively, you're contributing to life, and it's beautiful. The plants are beautiful, and so I love these things. But it's just been a battle with the fungus gnats, and now I'm hopefully, since I covered this up, the soil, there's nowhere for them to go into this ground to. They're not that smart. They're not going to start digging around the edges or try to get in if the soil isn't there. And they tell you, some of the advice they give you about fungus gnats, just stop watering your plants. Well, banana trees love water. They don't like to have their roots sitting in water because they'll rot. But they do love a lot of water. You got to let it dry out in between a little bit. But so this advice about, if it's true, it is true. If you just let your plants dry right out, the soil is completely dry, all the fungus gnats and all the larvae in the soil will die. But so will the plant. So what I did is I was moving the dirt around inside the pot, spraying the bugs directly with my solution that I explained. And then what I would do after that is I would let the soil dry out a little bit. And then I tried to avoid spraying the plants at all. But with the plants, I would just spray just filtered water on the plants. Right, I have a water filter like reverse osmosis and charcoal. So I don't want to spray my plants or feed my plants with chlorinated water, because that just can't be good, right? It'll kill the beneficial bacteria and the fungus. You don't want that. These things are important for the plant to do well, right? So, and I put up my little things just now that I've just finished covering up. I've got one little fungus gnat on there, but nothing else. But I just put these up yesterday, and I just finished doing this, and I'm going to get some more of that gravel. Like, as long as you put vermiculite, anything that's not organic, vermiculite or perlite or gravel or even sand, because sand is not decomposing organic matter. So if you put sand, like a thin layer of sand on top of your soil, and then they don't have anywhere to lay their eggs, they're not smart enough to start digging. They'll just, if it's not openly organic decomposing material, and they say you can stop watering your plants, but so what I did is to dry out the soil properly, I just sprayed them with water, the plants directly on the leaves. No foliar feeding, because during that time they're stressed out a bit, so I'm just giving them water to get by, but through the leaves and not on the ground, not the soil. So that worked, and I'm really hoping that the battle, now that I've won the battle, maybe I might have won the war now, because they've got nowhere to lay their eggs, so the cycle's been broken, right? So I persisted for 2-3 weeks, killed them all by spraying them directly, but it's time consuming and labor intensive. And then I thought, well, there's got to be something I can do to stop this cycle, because after a few months of that, you just want to throw all your plants out. Who wants to be fighting bugs all the time? So the solution is, after you've managed to kill most of them, you just cover up the soil with something that's not organic. Now I can still water the plants anytime I want, but the water won't stay on top, right? And if you put sand on top, then the water gets through, but the sand doesn't stay wet. And it's not organic matter, it's silica sand, right? So, I don't know, that's been my battle with fungus gnats. Hopefully that can help other people, because, the solution of, well, just stop watering your plants. Well, plants need water, so it's not a good solution, not a long-term solution. If you stop watering your plants, they will die. Well, yeah, overwatering's not good either, but anyway. So there's my long beans right there. They're doing really well, actually. I planted everything a little late, but I converted an old containers. Everything's so expensive, so somebody gave me this laundry basket, but it was way too small to be a laundry basket, so I converted it. I put a plastic bag in there and I filled it up with topsoil, and they've climbed all the way to the top, and it's been really good. I really enjoy gardening. I hope that my little spiel or speech or whatever you want to call it on fungus gnats helps somebody, because but look at these mango trees, man. These mango trees are just amazing, right? They're just beautiful. This little Alphonso Mango, I almost killed it, actually. I'm so eager to get things going fast, so I don't wait 2-3 weeks for the roots and everything to grow. After I germinate the seed, when I see it popping, right away I put it in the soil, and then I put it out in the direct sunlight right away, and it just died. I thought it was dead, and then I Googled the information, and then I just basically put it back in a jar for another week with water, and it grew back. After it was dead, it grew back again. So here we go. And I've got 3. I don't know if you can see them all there. There's 3 little trees in there, so it's going to be like a bush. Alphonso mangoes are the honey mangoes from Mexico. They're very small seeds and small fruit, so they're really hard to get to germinate. Whenever fruit comes into Canada through the border, they irradiate the fruit, the low dose radiation, to kill fungus and bugs, so they don't bring that into the country, right? But that also kills the fruit. So it's hard to get them to germinate. Like this Tommy Atkins mango, it's very small, but this Tommy Atkins mango is it's very small, right? It's 3 times older than that tree, right? But I germinated about 18 of these seeds, and they all died because they were already dead. They just started rotting and got all fungus and everything, and so I threw them all out. Only one of them germinated properly, so I'm kind of proud of it. And it's supposed to be a very hardy tree. Like the Tommy Atkins is the most robust mango tree you can get, but it's not growing very fast. Although it is beautiful, it's very healthy. So I don't know. I really enjoy having these trees. I think that they'll make really great house plants. It's just that the pots are a little tacky, right? Home Depot, $4.95, free delivery. Can't find a 5-gallon pot, brand new one for under $8 or $10. It's crazy. Everything's so expensive. But I'm really enjoying the hobby. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm sorry I talked so much. It's my little aloe vera. It came with a whole bunch of had all these little pups around it when I transplanted it, because when I got it, it was in a very small container. Actually, that big one here, this one was in this pot. So, but it had all these little pups around it. So when I transplanted it, I took the little pups and I put them in there. I don't know how to transplant those. I don't think they are growing any roots, but I don't know. They were kind of whitish when I transplanted them, and they're green now. They don't like direct sunlight. You can only water them once a month. You can't feed them more than once a year. It's just really strange. Strange plants, right? They're succulents, but aloe vera is awesome. I mean, if you have skin problems, and even some people make drinks, and this is a super medicinal plant. I remember when I was in Central America living there, it was, when you have skin problems, sunburn, whatever, and some people take the juice out of the leaves and make a drink with it. It's supposed to be kind of bitter. They even sell it commercially, aloe vera drinks, juice or whatever. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video. And those Alphonso mangoes are just, this is another Alphonso mango right there. This one. And this one looks like it's a double. This one. This is a little one there. That's a little. It's apparently that's common with mango seeds. They sprout doubles and triples, but I've only got 2. The Alphonso has got 3 little. It all came out of the seed like that, and this one has got 2 and it's starting to grow leaves. I might, I think some people might just kill one of them to give the energy to the other one, but I think I want to leave it natural. Look at this. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. The Alphonso mango is definitely the biggest one. Big leaves, grows fast, and it's beautiful. When it starts to grow, it's all red, dark red. Then it slowly turns green, and it's just a beautiful plant. Anyway, I've talked too much already, so I'll stop there. Half an hour. Sorry, guys.